we actually moved the timing of the reception up. But I don't want anybody to miss hearing Judge Riordan speak, because he's one of my favorite people around here. I saw him in the hallways and chatted with him for many months, if not even longer, before realizing, oh, that's a judge. He's a great guy. He's got a wealth of experience that he brings to us here on the Court of Appeals bench, and before that in various positions with it. Have you ever gotten a paycheck that wasn't from the government?
A couple.
A couple. Oh yeah, from us, but they were very small, I'm sure. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to you the Honorable Michael Riordan from the Michigan Court of Appeals.
Thank you, Professor Bellion. I guess I'll have to work on my judicial presence a little bit. I've been given the daunting task of speaking on behalf of the law review for the past 100 years. Stephen Etherly asked me, and he said, speak for as long as you like. The smart folks are getting out of here because we're not getting to the reception for another 3 or 4 hours. But anyway, seriously, 10 minutes at most. But I want to thank the editorial staff for doing such a wonderful job. This is not an easy undertaking, putting on a symposium. We talked about it back in, I think, it was volume 67, and we talked about putting on a symposium, and we looked into it. It's a lot of work. And you guys have done a wonderful job, and really in a very, very, very timely issue. I was preparing yesterday for a few remarks, and I thought to myself, I've lived, and now that I'm getting older, I've lived a lot of this history of Detroit when it was in its heyday. Detroit's now becoming a city of immigrants again. People from all over the United States are moving here, all over the world. It's reviving. My parents came here from Ireland because they could buy a home. They could get a good job. My father could get a good job. And I remember my old next door neighbor, I grew up on the west side of Detroit, a very urban area now, but he was one of the first homeowners on the block, and he said his first morning when he woke up, he looked out the front door and there was a farmer in his fields, tending the fields, and this was east of the Southfield Freeway in Detroit. And now we're coming back to that again, where we're having farming and redevelopment. So there are many, many, many great years ahead for the city. Also, this law review, 100 years of contributing to the body of law in this state and in this country. I saw on the website this afternoon, the editors last year were welcoming the board and said, the current and incoming executive board are confident this group will be able to uphold the standards of excellence that this law review has demonstrated for almost a century. And I thought, how wonderful it would be 100 years from now. They're looking back, whoever the editorial board is, whoever the speakers are, saying, what a wonderful job they did in the second 100 years of this law review. And they may be in this room. I don't know, Dean, are we going to renovate the law school in the next 100 years or not? It could be the same room, the way our funding's going. But hopefully they'll say, look back, and with great pride, Stephen sent me pictures of the past editors, the past executive editors. My name's not among those. So you go back to 96. You got to go back to at least 89 and 90, okay? But you look at the editors, you look at the masthead of the prominent persons who have participated in this law review, judges, politicians, lawyers, and the people who have commented on our law review, Bobby Kennedy, Gerald Ford. Our law review's been cited in the Supreme Court. I was lucky enough to be published in the book, and I thought, God, I hope someday my kids will look at it and say, wow, my dad was published in the law review. What a great honor. I look back at David Wolf wrote an article, 80 Years of Source Checking, Citations, Second Edits, and Reflection Back. He hit the nail on the head back in '98. Our efforts to produce a distinguished periodical have been successful. We've had influential articles. We've given the opportunity to countless, I was going to try and count all the students, but it would have been an impossible task, those who served on the law review. It provided all of some of you who were editors with the experience to learn how to edit, learn how to cite, learn how to write. And for the past 26 years, that's been invaluable to me as an attorney and now a judge. I want to thank the law school. Many of our advisors are gone, but what a legacy they've left. What a legacy the deans have left. What a legacy you're building on Dean Crocker. I looked in Professor Hand, who convinced me to stay in school after the first semester when I thought, I'm a pretty good immigration inspector, maybe I'll do that instead. Professor Lysett, Abrams, Brown, Moore, Professor Keenan, all the advisors, and countless others who had offered their advice. I thank my fellow law review alums, the present editors, the staff. It's not an easy task, site checking, but the harder task, and Stephen, you can probably relate to this, is to get the junior staff to actually site check for you and cajole them into doing their job. And I remember having to bring in a couple of people. I'm thinking, God, these are friends of mine, and I'm trying to get them to do it. It's my sincere hope, as I said, that 100 years from now, when our successors at the Law Review look upon the body of legal scholarship created not only in today's celebration, which is a significant amount of legal scholarship, but in the next 10 decades, we'll look back at the mastheads, at the work we have produced, and continue to say, well done. Thank you all for all you've done. May God continue to bless our law review, our law school, and each and every one of you. Thank you very much, and let's go party.
My name is Gavrilova, and I'm the current editor-in-chief of the Law Review. And just quick, before everyone runs down to the reception, I just wanted to thank all of you for coming, and a special round of applause for Catherine Ross, Dean Jennings, Professor Belling, and everyone that took the time in the last year to put this together. I think we all realized that this was an awesome event. And all of our speakers that came from near and far to come speak on their various topics. I hope you enjoy your gift bags. We've got them a couple Quabic tiles, Detroit mugs, some Faygo pops, and Better Made chips to commemorate this symposium and all of the stuff that they've done for us so far. And we look forward to your articles. So, thank you for everyone, and please meet us down in the atrium for your